Hi guys, this is Desiree Stafford. If you are not familiar with my work, this is the first time you're attending a video with me, I am a business coach and I am a business mentor, a mindset coach and business mentor. And today I am coming to you live in this is not my traditional type of live stream because I'm feeling emotional. And I typically do exhibit emotion when I'm live streaming, when I'm doing any marketing, but it's typically, I'm not coming from a place of vulnerability. I'm highly transparent, but I'm not always very vulnerable. And I'm feeling emotional today for two reasons. One is because I just had I just had a coaching session with my own personal coach. Thanks for the love, by the way. Hey, Leslie, how are you? And there were some things that we discussed that really moved me. And I've just been noticing this trend with my own clients. And so, as you can see from the title of today's live stream, I'm specifically talking to you if you feel like you're a powerhouse, if you feel like you're a very powerful woman, very strong, very independent, very resilient, you know, do it all by yourself kind of woman. You're my kind of woman, by the way. And I also know that you deeply struggle with letting people in. I know that you struggle with intimacy. And I'm not just talking about in, you know, whether you're, you know, married or dating or whatever the case may be, but also in other areas of your life and also your business and how that really translates into what you're experiencing in your business, right? Whether or not you are performing at your highest level, whether or not you feel truly fulfilled by what you see transpiring. And so I'm recording this live stream for two reasons. One, because I want to share with you what's been going on and what I see for you guys. And also I'm challenging myself to allow myself to be more vulnerable, because like I mentioned before, I am typically highly transparent, but not very vulnerable. And that's an area of growth that I identified with my coach today. And it's also an area of growth that I see my own clients edging up against. And one of the things about being a very, hey Carolyn, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Sakura? I'm not sure. I hope that's right. If not, correct me. What I see so often is these really powerful women like yourself, myself included, who for whatever reason, because I don't want to sit here and belabor the reasons why this happened, right? None of us are victims. I don't want us to go back and say, well, you know, I'm this way because of this, right? Whatever experience we're experiencing right now, we are actually creating that experience, right? However, oftentimes we are not aware of what we're creating, right? We're so used to things being a certain way, we think that that's how it is, when we actually have a lot more control, a lot more say-so, a lot more influence over what we're experiencing. And what I experience, you know, when I'm working with clients is I attract very powerful women like myself, right? These are women who know their shit frontwards and forwards, yet they're struggling in their businesses. They're struggling with really being able to feel fully expressed in their marketing. They're struggling to close sales. They're struggling to receive cash. They're struggling to charge what they really want to charge. Like all this kind of stuff is going on for them. And most of them are suffering silently. Their friends, their family don't get it, don't understand it. And so they keep doing what they're doing and they keep getting what they've been getting, right? Until they find me. And typically what I hear from these women is that, and these are my words, but what they've been looking for, what they've been searching for in the marketplace is someone who can handle their strength, right? Someone who can understand that while they may look successful on the outside, can really understand what their struggle is, help them see it and move through it. And the reason why I'm recording this, or one of the reasons that I'm recording this for you today, or we're doing this live, I don't even know why I'm thinking about the recording so far into the future, but one of the reasons I think it's important to have this conversation is because we fucking think we're alone when we're not. I cannot tell you how blown away I am. And thanks for the love, by the way. Hey, Rena, how are you? Hey, Monique, how are you? I can't tell you how blown away I am by my clients and how gifted, how talented, how fucking smart they are, how powerful they are, yet how often they feel powerless. Or maybe powerless is too strong of a word, but in some instances they do feel that way, right? And part of my work with them is helping them reclaim their power, where they've, let it kind of like, let people, how do I say? I don't want to say let people, because that's like we're not being responsible when we are actually responsible. But so much of the time they're basically giving their power away. And sometimes it happens so subtly that we don't realize that it's happening, and it continues and it continues and it continues. And at the same time, you know that you're a badass. At the same time, you know that you're a powerhouse, right? But yet you're not feeling fully powerful, right? And so part of my work is to help you see where you've subtly given your power away, or maybe where you've overtly given your power away. Why is this important, though? It's important for your growth, right? When we are so used to being independent, when we are so used to doing things on our own, right? We think we've got it when we don't. When someone who has, outside perspective can take a look and say, oh, no, honey, you know you can do better than that, right? And you already know you can do better than that, but you don't have anyone in your corner supporting you. You don't have anyone in your corner who's saying, yeah, you're right about that shit. Move forward with that idea, right? You don't have that. And when you don't have that, what is it easy to do? It's easy to succumb to doubt. It's easy to succumb to pressure of society. It's easy to shrink back when you set a big fucking goal and then shrink back and say, oh no, I can't achieve that, or whatever the case may be. And it is painful as fuck for powerful women, because you know what you're actually capable of, but you don't understand why you're not performing at a higher level. And you keep trying to figure that shit out by yourself, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work, right? And I get why you do it, right? Sometimes it's this sense of responsibility, right? You feel responsible. No one can know that you don't have it all together. Or you were conditioned to believe that you always had to do everything by yourself, that you were never going to be supported, you were never going to be helped. And so what did you do? You always did it by yourself. I totally get it. And I understand that it's why you have what you have right now, right? So we're not shitting on any of that. But your next level of growth, for you to get to the next level where you fucking know you should be, you can't do that by yourself. You can't. You can't, right? I've been doing this for a long time, coaching and mentoring. And I was really flying solo for about 1.5 years, up until about a month ago. Not because I didn't want support, right? But I honestly was not finding someone who could handle my energy in the marketplace. That was hard. It was just a very difficult place to be in, because, I had ideas, big ideas about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to accomplish. And I was talking myself out of them. No, I didn't have anybody in my corner holding me accountable, pushing me, saying, yeah, you can do that shit, right? Not doing it for me, not trying to make me do it, but totally supporting me in actually seeing the vision to, full fruition. And I was trying to do that by myself, right? Because I wasn't seeing, at least I wasn't allowing myself to see that I could find that level of support in the marketplace. And I was pissed off and tired and burnt out on all the other types of support that I had invested in, right? And I kept struggling. I mean, I was doing okay. I mean, I was making big sales. I had multiple 5-figure cash months. I was okay, but not anywhere near what I know I'm capable of. Not anywhere near. And so if you've been following me for a while, you've seen a big shift in what's been happening for me. My marketing hasn't changed much, but I've shifted a lot, right, internally, because I got to the point where enough was enough. I was going to fucking get help, and I got it, right? And a lot of what shifted was me just, well, number one, finding that level of support that I was looking for, finding a container for me, right? Because I needed the right container for myself. a container that was able to support me and my growth, right? Sometimes, and you guys have probably felt this before, where you've been in programs, you've been working with mentors, but you felt like your energy was way too big for them, or your goals or your vision or your dreams were way too big for what they could handle. And you know what happens when you're in that type of environment, right? Right? Right. Okay. So I had been in that environment myself. This is not about blaming anybody else. It's just about being aware of what I was doing, you know, where I was choosing to be and to invest in things like that. And so with that awareness, I started looking around like, yeah, I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm not going to go into that container because it's too small for me. I'm not going to work with that mentor because what she's doing is way fucking below what I know I'm capable of doing, right? So you have to be aware of that. But at the same time, don't let it be an excuse for not getting support. Because I can see that there was some of that going on with me too. Like, I can do this by myself. I've always done it by myself. I can handle it by myself. But the question is, did I fucking want to do it by myself? And the answer is no. No. And even if I did, because I'm highly capable, as you guys are, even if I did do it by myself, my business would not look as awesome as it looks right now. And there is so much fucking room for growth, I can't even tell you. But it's still miles ahead of where it was just a month ago, right? So getting back to my original point of today's video, you cannot get to your next level of growth by yourself. You absolutely must have support. You need to have someone who sees what you don't see. As strong and as powerful and as smart as you are and as independent as you are, there are still things that you cannot see. Or things that you may be kind of aware of, but you're not challenging yourself to move beyond them. Or maybe you don't know how to move beyond them, right? But trying to do this by yourself, not going to work. Not going to work. You will keep doing what you've been doing and getting what you've been getting, right? So something needs to shift. So let me check and see, does anyone have any questions? Or feedback? I'm open to all of it, all right? Hey, everybody. Hey, Rosa. Hey, Carrie. Hey, is it Dita? Pronounce your name for me if I didn't pronounce it right. Hey, Raina. I'm glad you're better, by the way. Okay. Hey, Monique. Okay, so Raina says, people around us try to squander our power. Yes, yes. You see it and call it, and I always feel more aligned. Exactly. You're a perfect example. So Raina's one of my clients, and she's a perfect example of this. Extremely powerful woman, very smart, knows like her shit frontwards and backwards. But and it's interesting because what I see that's actually holding her back oftentimes is not directly occurring in her business. It's occurring around her business, right? And this is the stuff that you can't typically see. You can't see how, you know, if you don't have the conversation that you need to have with your husband, how that's impacting your sales. I've had that happen with a client before. There was feelings that she had about her relationship with her husband where she needed to have that conversation. And that's when her sales exploded, right? Or when it's a situation with your mom and how that is related to what you're experiencing in your business or the clients that you attract, right? Or the prospects that you attract. It's all related, right? And so what we typically will do, we'll think, okay, well, I'm having a business issue, so let me just focus on this. I can figure this out the hard way, right? I can struggle, I can effort, I can make it happen when there's a much more easy way for you to achieve your goals, right? But you're not gonna figure out what that way is because you're looking in one specific area. But when you have someone who can, and the right kind of support, obviously, not everybody is cut out to handle a powerhouse. That's just our reality, right? So you need to be aware of who you are and what type of support you need, right? Because when you do that, then it is easier for you to find the container that will be able to support you, right? I mean, when I talk to my clients, I mean, from the time we have our breakthrough session, right? Which is what I call, what most people call their discovery sessions or their, what's the other word? Whatever the sessions might be, basically a sales call, right? But mine really is helping you shift your paradigm, right? I am so passionate about what I do. Like, if I don't shift your paradigm in that conversation, it's not a real sale, right? Because I don't want to drag you through my program. I want you stepping into my fucking program feeling totally empowered. This is why you'll see people comment on my posts and say, yeah, we just started working together, you know, yesterday or a day ago, whatever the case may be, and I'm already feeling shifts, right? And that's when the sales start picking up for them. Because of what happens in the very beginning. I don't wait until we actually start the coaching relationship. The coaching relationship starts on the fucking discovery session or the breakthrough session, right? But what's happening in my sessions anyway is that I'm seeing you and I'm hearing you probably for the first time you've ever really felt seen and heard, right? And you're sharing with me things that your best girlfriends don't know. Maybe your husband doesn't know how you feel, what you think, right? What you really desire. That's the kind of stuff that comes up in my breakthrough sessions as well as in my coaching sessions, right? Why is this important to your next level growth? Because until you name it, you can't claim it. And I don't just mean mentally, right? And I don't just mean journaling to yourself, right? I mean actually out loud acknowledging this is what the fuck I'm after. This is what the fuck I'm going to do, right? And then my job is to see where you're in alignment or out of alignment so you can actually achieve the goal, right? And again, oftentimes, you know, the thing that's holding you back from achieving your results that you desire in your business don't even appear to be related to your business, right? They don't even appear to be related to your business. This is why you've probably set really big goals for yourself as a high achiever that I know that you are, but you're not yet achieving them. That's why you feel frustrated, right? Because you've been doing everything you can think to do. You hop from program to program, right? You do the fucking work. And if we're being really honest, you're probably exhausted. And you're still not getting the results that you want. And you're super smart. You know that about yourself. And you're still like, why the fuck am I not getting the results that I want, right? Because you can't see what you can't see. You don't know what you don't know, right? And that's not to take anything away from you. That's another thing, right? Many of us have big egos, and I will speak for myself. I have an ego, right? So then there's this part of me that's like, fuck yeah, I can do this by myself. I don't need you. That's a very real part of me, right? That doesn't serve me sometimes, you know? Sometimes I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll handle it. But I also understand that if I want to get to a level that I've never been and sustain that motherfucker and then get to the next level from there, guess what? I absolutely have to have support, because the same mind and the same thinking and the same feelings that got me here is not going to get me to that next level. It's not. It can't, right? Because there are limitations that I've placed on myself, often unconsciously, that I cannot see. I'm asleep to them, right? But when you have someone else who can see the vision with you, right, and can also then look and see, well, where are you not really in alignment with that vision? You say you want it, but you're also doing this on the other side, which is in conflict. You need to tighten that shit up, right? Without that level of support, you getting to your goal is just not going to happen, right? And if you do get to your goal, you staying there is going to be like, you know, fighting for dear life, and you don't want that, right? You want, every time you get to your next level, you want to be getting there with a sense of ease and a sense of grace, and then effortlessly moving to the next fucking level. It should be, of course, it should be obvious, right? Especially at the level that you're at. You've been doing this long enough, right? So I know I shared a lot. I know I went off in a couple different tangents, but I hope you're getting the message of what I'm really sharing here about the fact that you can't do this by yourself. And there was a part of me that's like, should I make an offer today? Because I don't want people to feel like I'm talking about, you know, having a coach or having a mentor, having support basically only for the purpose of selling them. And I thought to myself, but that's my fucking job, right? My job is to provide support. So if you are a powerhouse and you're on your way to getting to your next level, and it has been a challenge for you thus far, you've been feeling frustrated with the process thus far, you fucking know that you need help, then reach out to me. That's my pitch to you, because that's my fucking job, right? My job is to see what you can't see, right? My job is to tell you what you already know, right? So that you can then decide, are you going to actually do something about it, right? So I'm going to make that pitch to you. I'm going to just put it out there. And also, speaking about not only your next area of growth, but my clients and also myself, is what I mentioned at the very, very beginning of today's live stream, which is allowing yourself to be vulnerable, right? Number one, allowing yourself to want what the fuck you want, to say what you need to say in the way that you need to say it, And also allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to be open to support, yes, also open to criticism, also, you know, not giving a fuck what people think because they're going to interpret it how they're going to interpret it. This is not a pass to be an asshole, right? But what I am saying is be all of you, because when we're not doing that, what are we doing? Again, subtly giving our power away, right? And as powerhouses, there's nothing more frustrating than that, than knowing you're giving your power away, okay? So a couple things I hope you take away from this. I hope you really take away my main point, which is you can't get to your next level of growth without support. I also hope you take away that it's okay to be vulnerable if you are a powerhouse, if you're someone who's used to doing everything by yourself, for yourself, all that kind of stuff. And also, it's okay to feel good about sales and to make sales, right? And I hope I've modeled some things in today's live stream that you will walk away from and say, I'm going to start doing that more of, right? Because another thing that I've noticed a lot about powerhouses is we have these goals, we have these dreams, we have these intentions, we have these ambitions, and we stop ourselves because we're so concerned that it doesn't fit the status quo. And although we know we're fucking badasses, right? There's still this twinge of, but is that okay? Can I really do that? Should I really do that, right? Because I work with powerhouses all day, right? And there's so much of that shrinking back that happens, and it happens so unconsciously, so habitually, right, that you may not even notice it. So this is another reason why I'm actually just sharing with you what's on my mind and what's on my heart, because we need to do that more, right? We need to do that more. There are a lot of women who are way more vulnerable and open and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not telling you how to be, but I am going to suggest to you that if your business is not where you desire it to be, like you know that you are performing way below your potential, right? Then that's an area of growth for you, right? That's an area of growth for you. I think a couple of weeks ago I did a video about when it comes to breaking through fear, do the opposite of what you would normally do. And if normally you are not vulnerable, right? What do you think you should do? Start being more vulnerable. Start allowing people to help you. Start allowing people in, right? And that's what I modeled today. Well, kind of moved away from the vulnerability a little bit. I'm still working on it, right? I'm still a work in progress. But I started out feeling very emotional. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was tearing up because of what I realized about myself, and also what I see so much of in this marketplace when I have conversations with women. And, you know, it's basically they've been searching for someone like me for a very long time, right? And one of the reasons they couldn't find someone like me is because I was too chicken shit to really stand up and be all of me, right? I was performing, right? I was getting results that I knew I could do better than, right? But I was still showing up, I was still performing, but not really being pleased with where I was, right? Not really being pleased with where I was. And it wasn't until I said, fuck this shit, like, come on already, you know? And I allowed myself to be open to be available support to receiving support. That's when I found support, right? And all I can tell you is that life is awesome right now, and it's getting even better, right? So I hope you guys got a lot out of what I've shared. Any questions? Yes, the conditioning in it right now. All right, cool. So any questions, any feedback, anything about what I've shared? I know I shared a lot, and I know I went off in a lot of different tangents, but that's what you get when you come to one of my live streams, because everything is connected, right? So hope you got some value. If you were looking for support, check me out at DesireeStafford.com/session to get yourself signed up and let's have a conversation. Otherwise, go out there and get support where you're going to get it, right? But make sure that you have it if you are serious. Let's be clear. If you are serious about getting to your next level. Because if you're not serious about getting to your next level, you'll continue to do what the fuck you're doing, right? And you'll keep struggling through it and suffering through it, or whatever the case may be. And that's your choice, right? Nobody's here judging you on that. But if you know that you're serious about moving to the next level, either reach out to me or reach out to another coach or mentor that you feel a connection to, and just get it done already. But stop trying to be an island. Stop trying to do it by yourself, because it's not going to work. Cool? Okay. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.